Now to this. The Constitutional Court has dismissed President Cyril Ramaphosa's request to have Parliament's Section 89 Phala Phala report declared unlawful and set aside. The report found that Ramaphosa may have a case to answer to and possibly breach the country's anti-corruption laws over the 2020 burglary at his Limpopo farm. In its decision, the country's apex court says the case has no exclusive jurisdiction or direct access to unpack some of this legalese now. I'm joined by legal expert Melusi Xulu, who joins us virtually from Durban. Thanks for your time this afternoon, Melusi. Let's try and keep this conversation as simple as possible, because when you're dealing with legal matters of this kind at this level, it can get rather confusing. What now is required to get that direct access?
Good afternoon to you, Marcel, and the viewers at home. Look, there needs to be an interest of justice. That's what Section 167 of the Constitution states, that if a person wants to have direct access, there needs to be an interest of justice, and then you can have that access. But one of the factors that were raised in one of the cases that I read about in Zondi versus MC of Traditional and Local Government Affairs in 2004, it's a constitutional court case. It says, one, there must be a constitutional issue. Two, there must be desirability by the court to have that constitutional issue being dealt with an urgent ruling. And then thirdly, there must be a dispute. There must be a dispute that doesn't have any issues. You know, there mustn't be any disputes of facts. That's what I'm trying to say. And then also, the court will look at the fact that is there another court that can deal with the matter? Like in this case, the Western Cape High Court can deal with the matter. So those factors are important, and you don't just go there for direct access if you don't have factors that are relevant for such an application.
I'd like to think that there isn't another example of a presidency being embroiled in a matter that involved money in the proverbial mattress. But is there any old case law in relation to a similar matter, or a matter similar to the one that the presidency is dealing with as we speak?
For now, there isn't any case law that I looked at. But what I think is important, whichever situation they meet, in this instance, it must be that there was a constitutional issue that had that needed the court to make an urgent ruling on that matter. So I believe that the court today said there is no need, there is no proof that the president needs a direct access to the constitutional court. So he just has to go through the normal routes. If he's not happy with the report that was done by the panel, he needs to go to the High Court to deal with it.
I suppose strategically it's very important to see what the presidency's next steps would be. We heard from the presidency spokesperson just a short while ago this afternoon, Vincent Mgwenya, and he was asked about this latest development involving the Constitutional Court. And he said it wasn't a blow to the presidency's case. He said he rejected what he called a flawed assertion that the president is taking Parliament to court, and what he is taking to court is the flawed report. Why was it important for him to separate those two matters, the Parliament being involved and indeed the report?
I think if you remember, when there was a national address by the president, the EFF, if I'm not mistaken, they tried to put it across as if there's this perception, or according to them, that he's taking the Parliament to court. So I think if there's that perception that has been raised, it might be that the spokesperson is trying to make a separation of that and just saying that they are just dealing with the issue. But I don't know what will happen from now on, because if you read the response of the DA, they want an ad hoc committee to deal with the matter now that the president did not succeed in the Constitutional Court. So politically, it might be something that might be used by the opposition parties to deal with it in the Parliament. Although, remember, the Parliament voted that there is no issue with this mess of Phala Phala, if you remember, a couple of months back in December.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. Be interesting to see what the next steps may or may not be. Legal expert Melusi Xulu walking us through that latest development involving President Cyril Ramaphosa and the Apex Court.